Imagine holding a tiny silver coin that could make you a millionaire overnight. A coin so rare, so dazzling, that collectors fight for a glimpse of it in auctions. These Mercury Dimes aren't just old change, they're hidden treasures worth unimaginable wealth. If you have one lying around, it might just be your golden ticket to fortune beyond dreams. First up, the 1942 Mercury Dime is not just another piece of silver from the past. It's a breathtaking masterpiece that hides a fortune within its small, delicate frame. Imagine holding a 10-cent coin that could make you a millionaire overnight. Yes, a single dime that carries unimaginable wealth, mystery, and a legacy of American courage during wartime. Its shining silver surface tells a story that's part history, part miracle, and all value. Minted during the heart of World War II, the 1942 Mercury Dime came to life when the world was in turmoil. Silver was precious, yet the U.S. Mint produced these stunning coins as symbols of freedom and hope. Each coin carried the face of liberty wearing a winged cap, a symbol of free thought and independence. Although people called it the Mercury Dime, it doesn't actually depict the Roman god Mercury. Instead, it shows liberty herself, beautifully sculpted by Adolf A. Weinman. Weinman's design wasn't just beautiful, it was revolutionary. The wings on Liberty's cap represented freedom of thought, and the reverse side carried a fasces, a bundle of rods symbolizing unity and strength, wrapped in olive branches to represent peace. Every detail was rich with meaning. This dime was more than currency, it was an art piece, a message of hope during dark times. But what truly gives the 1942 Mercury Dime its astonishing value is the legendary 1942-41 overdate error. In simple terms, the Mint accidentally punched a 1942 date over a 1941 die, creating a tiny but world-famous mistake. That single error transformed this dime into one of the rarest and most expensive coins in U.S. history. A regular dime from 1942 might be worth a few dollars, but one with the overdate error, in mint condition, can sell for over $1.5 million at auction. That's not imagination, it's numismatic history. Think about it, a dime that once bought a loaf of bread now worth more than an exotic car collection. Some lucky collectors have discovered this rare piece in old boxes, change jars, or inherited collections. One such discovery in uncirculated condition shocked the coin world when it sold for over $1 million. That's the kind of overnight fortune this coin can create. The overdate error is most visible on the last digits of the year, a faint 1 hiding beneath the 2. It's small but powerful, and spotting it can change a collector's life. Even coins with slight wear can fetch tens of thousands of dollars. Pristine examples with sharp strikes, original luster, and full band details on the reverse torch are worth more than most people earn in decades. The Philadelphia Mint produced the majority of these dimes, while smaller runs came from the Denver and San Francisco mints. All have value, but the 1942 of 41 from Philadelphia is the crown jewel. Its rarity, combined with the emotional power of its wartime origin, makes it irresistible to serious collectors. Holding one feels like holding a piece of destiny, a coin that carries both history and the chance for unimaginable wealth. Beyond money, this coin symbolizes endurance. In 1942, soldiers carried Mercury Dimes as good luck charms. Families saved them as reminders of loved ones fighting overseas. Decades later, those same dimes became priceless treasures, whispering stories of faith, love, and survival. Each scratch, each shine, tells of a journey through generations. Even in circulated condition, the 1942 Mercury Dime remains striking. The wings, the torch, the olive branches, everything about it reflects grace. But when you find one uncirculated, untouched by time, it gleams like a frozen ray of silver light. Collectors call this blast white, a luster so pure it looks almost unreal. Coins like that are worth fortunes, and their value rises every single year as fewer pristine examples remain. Numismatists, coin experts, often describe the 1942 Mercury Dime as a gateway to wealth. And rightly so. Its beauty attracts casual collectors, but its rarity rewards only the luckiest or most dedicated ones. To this day, the thrill of uncovering a 1942-41 error dime keeps treasure hunters searching through old coin rolls, garage sales, and dusty attics. They all hope to find that one silver miracle hiding among the ordinary. So if you ever come across a 1942 Mercury Dime, don't rush to spend it or clean it. Handle it carefully, examine the date, and look for the faint overlapping numbers. That small mark could mean you're holding a coin worth more than your home, your car, and your savings combined. It could change your fortune overnight, literally. The 1942 Mercury Dime isn't just silver. It's a symbol of freedom, a piece of art, and a hidden key to wealth. It reminds us that even the smallest things can hold massive value, if you know where to look. From a soldier's lucky charm to a millionaire's treasure, this coin has lived many lives. And who knows? The next one might be in your hands, waiting to turn your ordinary day into an extraordinary destiny. Next up, the 1931 Mercury Dime is one of those coins that feels almost mythical. A small silver piece that hides an enormous story of beauty, rarity, and unimaginable value. It's not just a coin, it's a masterpiece from an era when America was fighting through the Great Depression, and silver coins like this one carried the spirit of hope in desperate times. The 1931 Mercury Dime isn't just about silver. It's about survival, craftsmanship, and the dream that one day a tiny coin could change someone's life forever. In 1931, the world was a dark place economically. The Great Depression had tightened its grip, jobs were scarce, and money was a treasure in itself. Very few coins were minted that year because people simply didn't have enough to spend. That's what makes the 1931 Mercury Dime so extraordinary. It's from a year when mintages were dramatically low, and finding one today, especially in mint condition, is like discovering a hidden jewel lost in time. The Mercury Dime series, designed by the brilliant sculptor Adolph A. Weinman, had already won the hearts of Americans. Weinman's design symbolized freedom, progress, and the endurance of the human spirit. Liberty's portrait with wings on her cap wasn't just decorative, it represented the freedom of thought that America held dear. The reverse carried the fasces, a bundle of rods bound with an axe blade, symbolizing unity and strength, surrounded by olive branches that stood for peace. The design was poetry in metal, and the 1931 issue captured it perfectly. Now, let's talk about what makes the 1931 Mercury Dime so incredibly valuable. The mintage was exceptionally low. The Philadelphia Mint produced only a small number, and no coins were struck in Denver or San Francisco that year, making the 1931 dime a key date in the entire Mercury Dime series. Because of this, collectors across the globe have spent decades searching for it, and those who find one in pristine condition hold what can only be described as a treasure beyond imagination. In circulated condition, a 1931 Mercury Dime can already fetch hundreds of dollars, depending on its preservation. But if you hold one in mint state, untouched by time, its value skyrockets into the thousands, and in the highest grades, it can touch hundreds of thousands or even reach the $1 million range when sold at elite auctions. Some rare examples with perfect strike details, sharp rims, and blazing silver luster have been valued at over $1.2 million by passionate collectors who understand its scarcity and beauty. But beyond numbers and prices, the 1931 Mercury Dime carries a kind of magic, a soul. Every coin minted that year came from a nation struggling but unbroken. It's a piece of living history. When you hold it, you're holding the strength of a generation that refused to give up, even in its darkest hour. The coin's silver shine reminds you that even in hard times, light can still break through. Because so few people kept coins in perfect condition during the Great Depression, finding one today without wear is like striking gold. Many were used in everyday transactions, to buy bread, to pay rent, to keep hope alive. That's why a flawless 1931 Mercury Dime is so rare. It survived through hardship, through years of circulation, and through the melting of silver coins during later decades. Every uncirculated piece that remains today feels like a miracle from history's vault. Collectors often describe the 1931 Mercury Dime as the sleeper treasure of the series, a coin that looks simple but hides enormous value to those who recognize its importance. The elegant wings, the sharp torch, the perfectly detailed olive branches, all reveal the unmatched artistry of its creator. It's a coin that shines with dignity and tells a story of endurance and brilliance. Imagine finding one in an old coin jar or a relative's forgotten box, a dusty dime that turns out to be worth more than your car, more than your house, even more than your lifetime savings. That's the beauty of coin collecting. Sometimes, fortune hides in plain sight. And the 1931 Mercury Dime is one of those miracles that can change your life in the blink of an eye. If you own one, keep it safe. Do not polish it or clean it, because every original mark and natural tone adds to its charm and value. Professional graders look for untouched examples, coins with their natural luster, free from scratches or cleaning marks. These are the ones that can fetch life-changing amounts in auctions. One single coin, no larger than your fingertip, has the power to rewrite your financial destiny overnight. Every time a 1931 Mercury Dime appears at an auction, it draws attention from elite collectors around the world. They know this isn't just silver, it's a work of art, a piece of American resilience, and a symbol of value that has stood the test of time. Its worth continues to climb every year as fewer untouched pieces remain in existence. So the next time you look at a Mercury Dime, pay close attention to that date. If it reads 1931, you might be holding a key to unimaginable wealth. It's more than just metal, it's history, it's hope, it's hidden fortune waiting to be discovered. And for those who find one, the 1931 Mercury Dime isn't just a coin, it's a dream come true, proof that even the smallest things can hold the greatest power to change your life forever. Next up, the 1928 Mercury Dime stands as one of the most mesmerizing and underrated treasures in American coinage, a coin that has, for nearly a century, carried silent power and unimaginable wealth within its shining silver frame. At first glance, it might seem like just another dime from history's pocket, but in truth, it is a masterpiece of artistry, scarcity, and mystery that could transform your life overnight. Imagine finding a small silver coin, no bigger than your thumbnail, that's worth a fortune, a dime capable of turning an ordinary day into a billionaire's miracle. That's the spellbinding reality behind the 1928 Mercury Dime. Minted in an era of recovery and change, the 1928 Mercury Dime came to life in a post-World War I America that was rebuilding its economy and spirit. The country was dancing through the roaring 20s, a time of jazz, new inventions, and booming hope. But even amid the prosperity, certain coins like the 1928 Mercury Dime were produced in such limited numbers that they would later become symbols of rarity and luxury. Every 1928 dime that survived in perfect shape is a fragment of a forgotten golden age, one that now rewards its keepers with staggering value. The Mercury Dime, designed by the genius Adolph A. Weinman, represents one of the most beautiful designs ever struck by the U.S. Mint. The obverse displays Lady Liberty wearing a winged cap, a powerful symbol of freedom of thought, not Mercury the god, as many assume, but Liberty herself, envisioned as a spirit of progress and wisdom. The reverse side carries the fasces, a bundle of rods bound together with an axe blade, symbolizing unity and strength, encircled by olive branches, the eternal sign of peace. Together, they create a coin that perfectly blends beauty and meaning. The 1928 Mercury Dime came from three mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, but among them, the San Francisco issue, the 1928 Mercury Dime, reigns supreme in rarity and value. Its mintage was extremely low, and examples with sharp details and full bands on the torch are among the rarest silver coins in the world today. Even slightly worn examples can bring in hundreds or thousands of dollars, but in pristine, uncirculated condition, this coin's worth leaps to astonishing heights, sometimes exceeding $1.6 million in elite auctions. Collectors are obsessed with finding 1928 dimes that still display the full split bands on the reverse torch. That tiny detail shows the coin was struck perfectly, and it separates a simple collectible from a life-changing treasure. A 1928 with full bands is one of the most sought-after dimes in the Mercury series, and those who find one in their collections often don't realize they're holding a piece of silver that can buy luxury cars, mansions, or even change their lives completely. Every part of this coin reflects America's craftsmanship. The 1928 Mercury Dime has a silver purity of 90%, giving it that radiant glow collectors call silver fire. Under light, it flashes like liquid metal, shimmering with the kind of brilliance only vintage silver can show. Coins preserved in original mint luster, untouched by cleaning, free of scratches, and protected by time, carry a presence that is impossible to duplicate. When held in hand, it feels not just like a coin, but like a tiny mirror of history. What makes the 1928 dime even more enchanting is its story of survival. The Great Depression began just a year after its minting, and during that time, millions of silver coins were melted down or heavily circulated. Yet, a few 1928 Mercury dimes somehow escaped destruction, hidden away in drawers, jars, and forgotten collections. These surviving pieces became time capsules, silently carrying their value through generations. And now, nearly a century later, they've become symbols of luck and destiny for those who find them. Some coin enthusiasts tell incredible stories of people discovering 1928 Mercury dimes in their grandparents' savings boxes or estate sales, only to learn later that their old dime was worth hundreds of thousands. That's the magic of this coin. its true worth hides behind a simple, humble appearance. If you have one and it's in excellent condition, you might be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. In numismatic circles, the 1928 Mercury Dime has a special aura. Experts describe it as the quiet millionaire, a coin that doesn't shout its value but reveals it to those who pay attention to detail. The San Francisco version, especially with sharp strike and full bands, is considered a collector's dream. Meanwhile, the Philadelphia and Denver issues still hold significant value, especially in mint state grades, making the entire 1928 set one of the most desirable in American silver coin history. Beyond its financial worth, this coin holds emotional weight. It's a symbol of American resilience and creativity. Each 1928 Mercury Dime whispers stories of a time when 10 cents could buy you a meal, yet today, the same dime could buy you an entire estate.